Hello and welcome to Greet the Week. I am Mona Duncan, and today's topic is going to be short and sweet, or at least I hope it's sweet. Anyway, it's going to be short. It is on the art of persuasion. So let me bring up the sharing, the art of persuasion. And persuasion. Dr. Seuss, one of his many books is Green Eggs and Ham. And the green eggs and ham, Sam I am, is trying to get the cat is trying to get the Grinch to just take one mere morsel of a little delicacy. And so maybe it's more about, I like to think, so persuasion, what does it mean to persuade? Well, there's a large array of words that can define the word persuasion, such as urging or advising or influencing or encouraging. But I personally like to really look at it and think it more of relating, of being relatable. And there's some more words that kind of goes with that too. It's so that you can connect, so that you can link together, so that you can interact with each other. And it's like throwing ball. Now, the only graphic I could find was these two kids keeping a little ball or a balloon up in the air. But in thinking about relating, what I'm thinking about is tossing the ball to you and waiting for you to catch it and make a remark, and tossing the ball back to me and I'll catch it and make a remark. And it's of a going back and forth in a more casual manner so that you're more relatable. And so the gist of the story in Green Eggs and Ham is that Sam I Am is trying to convince the Grinch to eat green eggs and ham. Well, I mean, how appetizing does that sound? And the whole story and the rhyming back and forth is really cute. But eventually, Sam I Am is so into his persuasion that finally the Grinch just says, all right, all right, all right. I do not, all right, I give up. I give up. I do not like green eggs and ham, but, if you will just leave me alone, I will try them. If you'll just leave me alone. And of course, he did try it because he wanted to be left alone, but he was surprised in that, oh, this is pretty good stuff, and I want some more. But rather than pushing our person away that we want to have some influence over before it gets to that extreme point. So again, going back to persuasion. First of all, I have six thoughts here. One is to speak from experience. You know, it is hard to convince someone of something if you are not fully persuaded yourself. So try it, test it, be comfortable with the performance, with the concepts, with the principles themselves before passing them on to others. Another thing in persuading someone is making the presentation interesting. It is giving concerted thought to the words used rather than just rambling, so that whatever you're going to be speaking about will be worth listening to. Use examples and some props, maybe some visual aids, or some other things that would help you to illustrate your message. Just like looking at reality therapy's 10 axioms of choice theory. They're brief and to the point, that all we can give or receive is information. And it's kind of something that you can begin to take internally and begin to see it. And it's also in realizing that the person that we're wanting to influence, that there are so many different arrays of learning styles that maybe you just might want to hand a piece of paper to them and have them to look at something. Well, why don't you read this yourself and mull over it? Because some people need information more audio and others need it more visual. Others need it more acting, acting it out. So it is to be aware of the different learning styles. Also, it is to not give up easily, but to not keep the drudgery going on like Sam I Am did in Green Eggs and Ham. A no is not necessarily the final point of any situation. So be willing to research and maybe contact the person later. And although there may come a point when you need to just let go, through developing that ability to relate with the person you're speaking with, the issue is always there that can be revisited at a later time. Number 4, be more concerned with the client's need than with your sale, than with making it for you. Whether it is an item that you're wanting to sell or whether it is an idea, we always need to have the other person's best interest at heart. Our doggedness, just having the best interest at heart is the best way to get through. There's a difference in motivating someone to do something and speaking it into them, that if that want or that need was already there, that's why it's being more concerned about the client's need than what your need is. Because if it's already there, I know on my business cards, I have down that I am a motivational speaker. The thing of it is that I am well aware of the fact that I cannot make or motivate anyone to do anything. However, if there's anything that's said in the process of a presentation or a persuasion, if there's anything that says that strikes a chord, it's like that lawnmower that wouldn't get started until you kept pulling the tab and pulling the tab and pulling the tab, or punching the button, or the motorcycle. You have to keep pumping on it until it finally strikes. That whenever that strikes, no, you haven't motivated anyone else. They have motivated themselves because it was resonating within them already. And it is going for looking at the benefit. To always remain pleasant, even in the face of opposition. Remembering one another's humanity, not only yours, but theirs. And then part of that is guarding our facial expressions, so that in the zeal of wanting to persuade someone, that we don't start frowning or having a tone of voice that is not more pleasant. So show respect by acknowledging that everyone has the right to their own perceptions. And again, making it relatable being more important than being right or than proving a point. And then it'll always leave space that maybe at a later time it could be rediscussed. Number 6, do not gloat over having persuaded others. Sometimes, you don't want to gloat about it. Oh, so many people are doing this and I've been responsible for that and all that kind of stuff. If you could maybe use those that have adopted or been, that you were able to persuade them, that then you could use them as a reference. Well, let me tell you about a couple of people that you might want to talk to and see what they think about this. You cannot make anyone come to a conclusion. It's entirely, we're free will agents. But you can, just say some words that would spark an interest in it. The thing of it is that a person, has anyone ever agreed with you about something? They didn't sign on the dotted line, but they did agree with you, but it was just to get you to shut up. Because a person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. And so we may say, yeah, you're right. I see where you're coming from, blah, blah, blah. But then realize the fact that I'm not about to buy into that because it just isn't so. So it's always wanting to be the encouragement, but not the determinism. It's the looking at the effect rather than the cause. And so then also to just kind of think about, try it and see if you like it. It's something that that has been very effective for me. It's an idea. It is a product that I've used. It's something that and I think, you might like it, but just try it and see. And always in the trying to persuade, I have to put out a caution there that to check your own conscience for being open and above board rather than trying to lead someone into an addictive or destructive behavior. And I say this, I guess, based upon all of my working with the prisoners, how that they were so often, it was, they felt like someone made them do it. But no, 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 we don't ever want to persuade someone in a point that would lead them to becoming addictive or destructive. So, just a couple of thoughts there, and many blessings to all, and I'll stop the recording.